Hello everybody and welcome to the afternoon update for the tropics. It is May 27th, 2020, and today we are going to look at this extended tropical update with tropical depression Bertha, and we're also going to be taking a look at a few models that are showing up with that subtropical storm in the mid-Atlantic. And then lastly, we're going to be taking a look at what is going to become Tropical Storm or Hurricane Amanda. This is as the 2 a.m., not 2 a.m., but 2 p.m. update. Tropical Storm Bertha is now a Tropical Depression Bertha. It has 35 mile per hour winds, has 1,007 millibars, and it's located 33.7 north and 80.2 west. It is moving north and northwest at a pretty good clip at around 15 miles per hour. As you can see, it's pretty far inland already, so it's just going to continue to weaken, but also bring a lot of heavy rains to a lot of these areas. So there are flash flooded advisories up for South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. I don't know if they have extended this to West Virginia or Pennsylvania yet, but I think only time will tell with that. As you see, it's going to be bringing very heavy rainfalls across the Carolinas, so please watch out for flooding. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at one of the flood maps right here. Bear with me while it loads. It looks like the northern part of South Carolina, most of central North Carolina, and going into Virginia, and a little bit of West Virginia looks like they have a potential of a flood threat for the system. As I said, the storm came out of nowhere really, so we didn't have much time to prepare for it. Like there was a few of us that had faith in this storm developing, but the National Hurricane Center did not see that until literally 12 hours before it did anything. Honestly, I said this once and I'm going to say it again. If the National Hurricane Center is going to be sleeping on systems like this 12 hours before anything, I don't think I'm going to be trusting them this year. They got to do a better job than this. Like, honestly. They literally waited to pull the trigger 12 hours before this made landfall. And that's just not enough time to put out watches and warnings. That's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. But that's neither here nor there, and nor am I here to complain about what the National Hurricane Center is doing with their products. I'm just here to give you guys my input on the weather, and that's what I'm going to continue to do because I love doing it. Alright, let's take a look at the GFS, and as you see, it is on land. It has 1,010 millibars, and let's go out through the future and see what's going to be happening with the system as we move forward. As you can see, it's going to be a pretty sufficient rainmaker for at least the next 30 hours. Going into South, North, Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio, and maybe parts of Pennsylvania too. So let's actually see the rainfall amounts that could be happening with this system from this point forward. As you can see, this is about 6 hours from now at the 18Z, and you can already see about 2 to 3 inches already falling in parts of South Carolina, and that total is only going to go up in some places. As you can see, we got some little slithers of 5 and maybe even 6 inches of rain falling in North Carolina and Virginia. So you guys there have to watch out for flooding for sure, and maybe portions of South Carolina, depending on how fast it moves out. But at the current clip, it's going at 15 miles per hour. You shouldn't have to worry about this too much longer, which is good. This will probably be the final update I do on Tropical Depression Bertha, as it's weakening and it's depression. There's not really any need to talk about it besides, the enhanced risk of flooding rains. That's pretty much all you got to worry about right now. Anyways, let's go on to the GFS here. We're gonna take a look at this subtropical storm that could be forming, and I wouldn't doubt that the NHC, if they're not going to be sleeping on this as well, might be putting out advisories for it here in due order, probably in the next 12 or 24 hours. Once again, that's if they don't sleep on this, even though the GFS and the Euro have been consistent of forming this system. Let's see what happens in the future. As you can see, 36 hours out, it starts to tighten it up and get those isobars starting to wrap around it. So this could be already a depression here at this point. And there you go, 54 to 60 hours out, and we probably got a tropical storm at 78 and 84 hours out. So if the NHC needs to pull the trigger on this here real soon, because the models are consistent about this forming into something, it's probably going to end up being a subtropical system, because it's so far up there in the Atlantic that it warrants to be subtropical. But then again, we have seen weirder things happen this month. We thought both of these systems, Arthur and Bertha, were going to be subtropical, and they ended up being fully tropical. So you never know with these systems. This year, I mean, this year's already amazed me to no end, and I think it's only going to continue to amaze people. Hopefully not in a dangerous way, but just more of an awe-striking way. Hopefully most of them go out to sea. Now, I mean, I don't mind getting hit with one myself, honestly, but I just don't want to see people get hurt. So that's just me. All right, let's go out through time. As you can see, the tropical system gets absorbed into the frontal system there, and that forces the frontal system to really backtrack a little bit. Well, not backtrack, but head back towards the west a little bit, if that makes sense. Yeah, it turns into a pretty potent storm for Canada and Nova Scotia here in the coming days. This is 5 days out, so I want to put you guys' attention to this little doodad right here. That could be Dolly before this turns into Dolly. What is this season right now? Then again, you know, this is about 9 days out. You know, you gotta take this stuff with a grain of salt. But, you know, it's just interesting that that just popped up out of nowhere. And then we got a pretty massive hurricane coming for the southwest Florida coast on the 10th. I'm gonna say this once again. I always say this when I go this far out. This is a what could happen, what if. But you know, the models are bringing this out consistently. I mean, how can we ignore this when the models are, you know, so hell bent on having this system develop and hit some type of coast, whether it's Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, or Florida. You know, it's been consistent for the last week to 9 days of, you know, bringing something into the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean. And that's why I say we got to pay attention to it. We have to, even if it's 9 or 10 days out. If it's being this consistent, I think that we need to keep a close eye on it. I wouldn't say panic or worry or stress out over it, because, you know, this can change, obviously, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, it's consistent, and it wants to take it into New Orleans as a 966 millibar system. 963, excuse me. That is a pretty powerful system. But then again, that is then, and we're going to be talking about now. Let's take a look at what the Euro has here. And it only goes out to 72 days out, and I think that's plenty far enough for this subtropical system. As you can see, the Euro is still popping something up here. I wish that 1020 millibar line, number wasn't in front of the low pressure number. I know that says 1006, so I don't know, that's probably 1001. But yeah, the Euro and GFS are pretty consistent of bringing the storm out. So we just have to wait and see what the National Hurricane Center does with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they slept on it like they did Bertha. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, now I want to take a look at the Eastern Pacific. As you can see, it's some news coming here. In 48 hours it has 30% chance, and 5 days it has 80%. So the 5 days is looking like a darn conclusion that this is going to be forming into the tropical depression or tropical storm Amanda, as it moves generally to Mexico by the looks of things. Now this is a system that we are going to be keeping a closer eye on here through the updates, because this is the system that is going to be generally moving into the Gulf, and that's what's going to bring our supposed monster hurricane to Louisiana. So it's crunch time. It's getting to be time to really pay attention now, because we've already seen 2 tropical storms already before June. You know, at this point in the game, I will not be surprised with anything at this point, because I mean, we had seasons like this in 2012 and in 2016, but I don't remember anyone's before that. So whoever can tell me down below the other years that had 2 tropical storms before June, comment down in the section below. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on this as it moves northward. Let's take a look at the GFS for this system. And there is our system right there. And it just meanders. That's the Central American Gyre right there. And it looks like it brings out another tropical system just for the fun of it. And then that is our system right there, forming in the Northwest Caribbean from Amanda, or the remnants of the Central American Gyre. Bear with me here. Yeah, so I mean, there's some dangerous times ahead, guys, if this all pans out. It's consistent. The last 10 days this has been consistent, so I think at this point we just gotta wait for the inevitable here. And you guys know I don't fearmonger. I don't do that kind of thing. I'm just going with what my eyes see, and you know, my eyes are seeing that this storm is consistently popping up in all the model runs, which is worrying. So just just keep a lookout for the weather, and every day I'm going to be posting at least 2 updates a day. If something is going on, maybe 3 or 4. So I will definitely be keeping you guys posted with this stuff as I get the information. Let's take a look at the visible satellite here, and as you can see, this is the area we are watching right here, I believe. This area right here is producing showers and thunderstorms as it is blowing up here, and it's sending the rain and a little bit of wind into Central America right now. So flooding concerns in Central America need to be paying attention to this system, as it's probably going to be meandering here for the next 5 to 7 days. as it tries to strengthen into Tropical Storm Amanda or Hurricane Amanda. As I said before, Tropical Storm Bertha or Tropical Depression Bertha is not going to be talked about anymore. It was a short-lived system. You just got to pay attention to the flash flooding, and then this right here is going to be our main focus, unless this tropical storm in the mid-Atlantic forms, and then we'll be talking about that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the evening update. All right, have a nice day.